Hello and welcome. My name is Michael Nick. I'm the founder and a partner at ROI4Sales. Today, I want to talk about accelerating your revenues. We're going to do that by delivering economic value throughout your sales process. I'd like to begin with a very simple sales process of just prospecting, qualifying, performing your discovery, presenting or demonstrating your solution, both you and your prospect doing due diligence, closing the deal, and then I hope you're doing some post-close. Let's begin with some simple things like a prospect. When you have a prospect or a suspect or a possible lead, they all have different names in different organizations, we've developed a tool called a risk assessment. What this tool does is it gives you the ability to ask questions and receive answers like a yes, a no, or an unknown. And at the time that you answer that question, the system's actually scoring the answers. And at the end, it produces a beautiful report. This is just a summary page of the report where you can see it's not only showing your score, but it shows your score compared to an average, a quick assessment of what has occurred, and then all the different categories that are available. Now this is our risk assessment tool. We happen to use our own tool here. You can take advantage of this by going to www.ROI4Sales.com, pressing on the resources page, hit promotions, and it's the last promotion. Has about 32 questions. Just take your time, answer yes, no, or you don't know, and we'll send you a 7-page report. It's a tool that we use ourselves, and it's a tool that you too could use in your sales process. Once you've decided that a prospect or a suspect is worthy of moving forward, then you move into that qualifying stage. In the qualifying stage, we look at 3 things. We look at, does this prospect meet our marketing criteria? In other words, are they large enough? Do they have enough employees? In our case, do they have a sales process in place? Things like that. Secondly, do they have a motivation to buy? Today, most people call that trigger events. And do they have a means to purchase or the money to purchase? We've developed a tool, a very, very simple tool called the degree of fit. This tool is terrific, and you can see here as a sample of it. This happens to be our tool, where we ask you a question and you rank the value of that question from 1 to 10. And as you enter your answers right here, it totals the amount or the score, and it creates an algorithm at the bottom here with the results. We've also given you some space to add some notes. So you can see some simple questions like, is your sales team discounting too much? Do you know who your toughest competition is? You can create your own 10 questions, and we happen to use 9, but you can create your own 10, 12, 15, 5, whatever it might be. And all the algorithms are in place. It creates the little chart, and you can print this out for your prospect. Terrific tool, degree of fit, for qualifying your prospect. Moving on to the discovery phase, this is the big one. This is where you identify the issues, the pains, and the goals. It's where you're going to capture the current cost of status quo. And we hope that you're taking that current cost and then extrapolating it as an ongoing cost over time so that people realize that status quo just isn't free. In this area, we have several tools available for you at ROI4Sales, beginning with, of course, the big one, the ROI questionnaire. That's followed up with a status quo report and a futures report. Now, it'd be really impossible to show you all the things we have available in that area, but we added just a simple questionnaire here. You can see it starts with a value statement at the top. In other words, this is what we're going to do for you, increase your annual revenue. This is how you're going to do it. We call that a benefits statement. The gray box area asks a question or two to get to the current cost of status quo. Down below, we have what we call a discussion point, telling you typically what our customers receive. You can use your customer data, of course, or Gartner, Aberdeen, or any other resource like that. You can establish a goal and then see what that goal calculates out to. This is a customized questionnaire that we create. It's a piece of software that once we do a value inventory workshop for you, we create this questionnaire and make it available for you to perform your discovery. Included with that, of course, was that status quo report and a futures report. Once you do your presentation or demonstration, we like to call proof of concept. We are proving that we can resolve that issue, pain, or goal. You also want to have the ability to discuss the tipping point. At what point will a prospect make a decision? After that presentation, all of the data collected here in that questionnaire floats into this dashboard, and it also gives you the ability to estimate value. So what we'd like to show you is just one page of our dashboard, and this is a nice one because it's all graphics. In this case, it's showing you investment versus value over a 3-year period, the current versus revised cost in areas like discounting, ramp-ups, increasing quotas for new sales reps. Here it shows you where the value is coming from. Clearly the best deal here is discounting. And then revenue. The black shows you the revenue that you should be getting, and the red shows you what you would recapture using a system like ours. So this is just a sample of one of our dashboards. This is all customized to you. You decide what graphics and how you want it to appear. As we move forward into the due diligence phase, this is where they're going to check references and case studies. They'll also, of course, enter the investment and do some economic impact. We strongly suggest you take a look at the Total Cost of Ownership tool, or our TCO, and our TCO analysis report. And here's a sample of one of the pages from the TCO analysis. It's based on 3 criteria: the acquisition cost, the deployment cost, and the lifecycle management cost. And so what it does is you enter a competitor's name, you answer the questions down below, and this is the summary. So it shows you, here's your current cost of status quo for acquisition, deployment, and lifecycle management. Here's our numbers for the same 3 areas of acquisition, deployment, and lifecycle management. And here is the competitor's information. The check mark means that's the best deal. The X means that's not such a good deal. So you too can have a total cost of ownership analysis. It's a very simple report. It's a great little tool to complete and help your prospect use a tool like this to sell internally in the organization. Our second to last phase is the closing phase, and we all know that's the tough one. In that phase, of course, you're going to produce a proposal and hopefully prove economic impact and produce something like a business case. In our case, our business case tool is a completely customized tool. This happens to be just one of the pages called Economic Impact, and you can see it has a pseudo P&L in it, talks about earnings per share and impact on earnings per share, impact on revenues and margins and profits, and so forth. And it, once again, completely customized to you, to your business, and to your needs. Finally, our post-close. This is where we have the ROI, the 360-degree ROI. In 2004, I wrote the book ROI Selling. The book was based on the concept of a 360-degree approach to ROI. And you can see what this does is it locks in the numbers from our goal. If you recall from the discovery phase, you established a goal. That goal number gets locked in, and then you can come back 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years later and continue to measure against your original goal. And it will show you what the actual is today against the goal that you established how many ever days or months or years later. I'd like to thank you for listening to my explanation of ROI selling. Please visit us at www.ROI4Sales.com or follow me on Twitter at MJNSPW. Once again, this is Michael Nick. I'm the founder, partner at ROI4Sales, and thank you.
I wanna be where the talk of the town is about.